Hello, and thanks for watching. I'm going to talk about why SMS texts may not be the most secure way of authentication. So firstly, what is two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication? Two-factor authentication is where you provide two pieces of information to prove who you are. And multi-factor authentication just means that you provide two or more pieces of information. It provides a way to double-check that you really are the person you're claiming to be when you use online services. There are three types of information you could be asked for. Something you know, this is usually your PIN or password. Something you have, this could be a code sent via SMS or from an authenticator app. Finally, something you are, this is biometric data, so fingerprints, retinal scan, or even a voice recording. If you think about it, we use two-factor authentication every time you use a cash point. You have to have possession of your bank card and knowledge of your PIN in order to withdraw money. There are three main areas that can be considered as the something you have element of authentication. A code sent to your email or phone via text message or voice call, a code generated by an authenticator app, or a physical token. Out of the three options, the least secure is being sent a code via text or voice call, although I do want to stress it is still better than nothing, so please use it rather than no two-factor authentication at all. It is the least secure because there are three ways that a criminal could hijack those codes: SIM swapping, using a reverse proxy, and an automatic installation of apps from the Android Play Store. SIM swapping involves an attacker convincing the victim's mobile phone service provider that they themselves are the victim, and then requesting the victim's phone number to be switched to a new SIM card. In reality, this requires extremely good social engineering. They have to be able to trick the service provider and sometimes also trick the victim into sharing authorization codes. Unfortunately, criminals are very good at this social engineering. Mitigating SIM swapping includes not using your date of birth or anyone in your family's date of birth as a security code with your service provider, as this can be easily found through an internet search. And if you have 2FA using an authenticator or physical token, this will also stop this attack. A reverse proxy attack is where the communications between a victim and the genuine service are intercepted, with the proxy tracking and recording the interactions, including any login credentials. So you think you're entering your details into Google, but in fact you're interacting with phishingsite.com, who is stealing your username, password, and verification codes you've entered. You might be able to spot a reverse proxy, as the URL of the phishingsite.com will be different to the genuine one. Password managers can also help with this, as they usually only autofill in your details if the URL matches the one you originally saved the password with. Have a look at our other videos if you want more information about password managers. This is a relatively new attack vector. If an attacker has access to your Google Play credentials, which if you reuse your passwords is possible, they can log into your account via a laptop, although you do get a prompt and some social engineering might be required. But if they do get access, they can install any app they like onto your smartphone without you knowing, as the installation is automatic. If they then install an app which syncs your notifications across devices, they would be able to see any two-factor authentication codes which gets generated. So SMS is not the most secure, but so what are your other options? In summary, hopefully you now know what two-factor authentication and multi-factor authentication is and why it's so important. Ensure you identify those key accounts and enable 2FA on them using an authenticator app or physical token for the best protection. And if you would like more help or guidance, the Eastern Cyber Resilience Centre is here to help. The ECRC is a not-for-profit company led by policing to help businesses become more cyber resilient. So why don't you join our membership for free and speak to us about how we can help you?